Okay, we are now on the record. This is State versus Bryan Kohberger, CR 29222805. Mr. Kohberger is here in the courtroom with his attorney, Ms. Taylor. The state's represented by Mr. Thompson and Ms. Jennings, Latah County Prosecutor's Office. I believe Mr. Loxton is remote, and so is Ms. Matha, both representing Mr. Kohberger. I think I've covered everybody. Ms. Evans is the court reporter. We're here for a motion and a potential witness, I believe, relating to motions to compel discovery, 4th and 5th. That's all I know. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Taylor.
Your Honor, the court is correct. We are here to begin the motions to compel. We have testimony today from Detective Mowry. As the court will recall, he's unavailable on the 30th and 31st, which are the days when we will have the full scope of our motions to compel. So it may feel a little choppy, but we would like to hear from Detective Mowry today and would call him when it's appropriate.
Okay, thank you. Anything preliminary, Mr. Thompson, Ms. Jennings?
Okay.
Okay, great. Detective Mowry, come on up. You face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead and have a seat there. Once you're seated, please state your name and spell your last.
My name is Lawrence Mowry, Mowry.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Taylor?
Thank you. Will you tell us how you're employed?
I'm employed with the Moscow Police Department.
What is your role there?
I am a detective.
How long have you worked for Moscow Police Department?
I've worked for Moscow for over 5 years.
Have you been a detective that entire time?
I have.
And prior to that, did you have law enforcement experience?
I do.
How many years total?
We have on 14.
Detective Mowry, did you take part in the investigation into the homicides on King Road?
Yes.
And what was your role?
A lot of different things. How to answer that.
Well, I can ask you about a couple of roles, maybe.
Sure.
List them.
Do you do any work with cell phones and cell towers?
I have taken training for cell phone analysis.
Was that one of the roles that you played in this investigation?
Yes.
All right. And the other area that I'd like to talk to you about is the collection of videotape evidence or surveillance evidence from around the community. What was your role in that?
So we gathered a lot of data, a lot of USBs, hard drives that came in. At one point, all of that was given to me so that I could copy it over to a server so that we had it stored and backed up.
Did you inventory it at that time as you got it in, I guess?
No, I have to say inventory. I used the evidence technician to help me book them individually at the time. Right, so the USB had the name of it on it. I would label the folder, what it was, and that came from it.
Did you have any role in verifying the content of the surveillance?
No.
I'm going to have a few questions about that, but I want to talk a little bit more about your role with cell phones and cell towers. So let's start there, okay? What training do you have for that role?
So some time ago, I went through what they say PATC training, which is cellular analysis, and I've also taken classes for the CAS codes.
The cellular analysis, is that particular to the device itself, the cell phone device?
No.
That is particular to towers?
To the towers and the providers themselves.
When did you take that training?
Well, the CAS, I believe it was in 2019, and then I also did it again last year.
And the cast that you took in 2019, that was the Endicac, is that right?
That was phenomenal again.
And the cast that you took last year was October of 2023, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was the actual cast training.
They were both done by actual cast members. I'm not sure if one was sponsored by the other, but they were both performed by FBI cast members.
And Your Honor, if I can approach.
Yes, thank you.
Am I getting he's not that experienced when the crimes took
Detective
place?
Mallory, I'm putting in front of you what's labeled as Defendant's Exhibit O, and those are 2 certificates for training. Is that correct?
Yes,
All right, the one that's from 2019, what did that cover?
that covered the use of the cast software.
And what did the one in 2023 cover?
The second,
Your Honor, I move for admission of Defendant's O.
The objection?
No objection.
Okay, those are exhibit, oh, no objection. Thank you.
The Detective Mallory, how many total hours do those certificates represent of cast training?
I apologize, I didn't look, it was a week long, it was actually a couple of days each time. 2 days a piece of
Do you
please.
need this?
He's not that experienced, you guys.
So 2019 shows 24 hours, 2023 says 16 hours.
What?
Thank you, Detective.
Thank you.
Detective, you've written some reports in this case, is that correct?
Yes,
I want to talk about 2 particular reports right now. One is from May the 5th of 2023. Do you recall that report, or should I bring a copy of that to you?
if you helpful that.
I can definitely do that.
She is sly as a motherfucker. She is so sly.
You can show it to Ms. Jennings.
We have a jury next door,
Okay.
just so you know, that's all about.
Detective Mallory, does that appear to be your report from May 5th of 2023?
Yes,
Okay, I'm going to pause it real quick. Do you guys want me to take us out of the camera view and just have the court? Let me know.
And Your Honor would move for admission of Defendants P,
That's P,
like Paul?
all right, any objection? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Exhibit P is admitted, no objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Mallory, I do not have a police report for the other one that I want to talk about today. It's one that I received via email today that was written just within the last few days by you, probably. Do you know what report I'm talking about?
yes.
Okay. Now, what I want to understand is we're talking about documents or records or logs that can be created by a cast viz program. The report that you wrote that I received today, when did you learn about those documents that exist according to that report?
The research logs that I found were from yesterday.
What'd he say?
Why did you come to find them yesterday?
I was preparing for this hearing.
Okay. And those are that existed for quite some time, is that correct?
They did.
And when you wrote about your work with Cast Biz in May of 2023, did you document those items?
No,
Tell me what you found when you were preparing for the motion to compel today.
I found session logs that were sent to me from the FBI.
From
All right,
what?
and in those session logs, how many files were there?
I don't remember, I think there were 6 or 7 different items inside.
Dude, you got shit from the FBI and you didn't even check
Did
it?
you look at the CastBiz 48-hour file?
I don't remember if I did it was on the reception.
Did you look at it yesterday in preparation for this hearing?
I attempted to.
All right, and
Attempted.
how about the CastBiz full log?
I attempted to yesterday.
Attempted.
I
What?
noticed in your report that there were several items that you listed. Were those from these CastBiz logs that you attempted to look at yesterday?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to, you need
What
to
is
speak
she-
up a little bit.
Yes,
We're just
thank
telling you
you.
to pick up a little bit.
Thank you.
Thanks.
There were
By the-
some files that were in the session logs, there were other files that were not.
No wonder
Well,
she
let's
got.
start with the 48-hour. What was contained in there?
There's over 48 hours, that was the AT&T records, the original records. And there's a 48-hour session log.
Let's go with the session log. What was in there?
Oh my gosh.
Appeared to be the AT&T records that possibly were inputted, as well as some JSON files that were probably produced by Customs.
What?
JSON files were produced by CastBiz.
They are
Is that
so
right?
unorganized over
I
there.
didn't create those files.
What date were they created?
I believe one was in December. The other was in April.
Oh no.
December of what year?
22,
And April of what year?
22
23.
and 20. Oh
Could
my
you tell who
lord.
created those?
I could not.
How did you get those?
You don't even
I
know who.
was provided those via email.
By who?
You don't
The
even.
balance of the FBI.
What did you do with those?
Gave them as soon as I realized they were in my possession, I had contacted the prosecutor and gave them.
Oh my god.
And that would be just yesterday, is that correct?
Yes,
What did you do with them prior to that?
Yes,
they were
yesterday.
sent to me. I put them in a folder and I didn't do anything else with them. That's why I forgot them.
Okay, and that was the 48-hour file?
48-hour session log, yes,
How about the full file? What was contained in there?
similar to items to the 48.
What is the full file?
I believe that was the second AT&T return that we got via warrant. I wasn't able to open it to verify it.
That brings up a question for clarification. When you say second warrant return, are you talking about something that relates to Bryan Kohberger?
Yes, there was 2 warrants that were originally written, one that covered a 48-hour period for the cell phone number, and there was one that was later done for a longer period of time.
And those are what you're referring to as the warrants 1 and warrant 2.
Correct. One for 48 and one for the longer period.
Oh my god.
In the report that I just received today, there was reference to a loped bar file. What's that?
It is a file that I received from Agent Downs.
When did you receive that?
Honestly, the modification date or the email, I honestly don't remember. Unfortunately, it was
You don't remember.
yesterday and I didn't throw this stuff together, so.
Yesterday. It's a.
So that was one that you just found yesterday?
Yes,
Okay.
Oh my lord, they are
Did you
so
open that?
unorganized over there.
I don't recall opening it.
I don't recall.
But
It was
yeah, I don't
yesterday,
recall.
bro.
How about the CDR.S.XLSX file?
It was yesterday.
Was that, and CDR, what does that stand for?
All detail records.
Did you open that?
I don't remember if I did not.
Ask him if it was from
Did you open
yesterday.
it yesterday?
I don't remember. I was
Ask
looking
him if
for
he
it. Once I
discovered
found
it
them, I was trying to
yesterday,
figure out
please.
how they came into my presence or in my possession. That's what I started to focus.
Oh my-
Okay. How about the export.kmz file? When did you find that file?
I had found that one yesterday,
Do you know when that came into your possession?
some time ago.
Did you open that?
I attempted
I
to.
did on my laptop.
Did
Or
you
what did that
attempt?
show you?
It showed me different locations and so forth on a map.
Those three files that we just talked about, along with the CastViz 48 and the CastViz full, are those copied so that I can have those now?
Yes,
And you referred to emails. How many emails did you find when you were preparing for this hearing?
Oh my
there
lord.
was 5.
Are those included for me to have now as well?
Yes,
Thank you. In the report that I received today, there was a reference to drawings.json file. What's that?
it was a JSON file that was inside the CastViz session.
What does that depict?
It's just data that CastViz would use, I'm guessing, to replot something on the map to actually show locations or other things.
Did you do anything with that file when you found it yesterday?
I did open that file, yes.
Okay. What did that show you when you opened it?
There were references to 2 locations inside.
When you open it, does it just say here's 2 references, or what does it show you when you open it?
It's different code, but there is some plain language or plain English, plain text inside of that code that show 2 addresses.
Did you use that file? Well, let me ask this first. That file that contains code, do you use that with the CastViz program?
I attempted to load the session file in its entirety and received errors, so I was not able to. That's why I went into the JSON file to see if there was something I could see.
Dude, they are so unorganized
Is
over
that
there.
file usable?
I'm sure it is to someone.
What
Um,
is the restriction for you?
I don't know what restriction it is. I don't know what to do with that file outside of
You don't
Right.
even know
possibly
your
getting
wrist.
the CastViz. I tried to pull it in as a combined session log, which is what I was trained to do. So I didn't get that. I didn't pull that file.
Is that file available on a Discovery Drive for me?
Provided to the prosecutor today.
Thank you.
Stuff she's been asking for this whole time.
In the report that I just got today,
Oh my lord.
there's a reference to another CastViz session and some screenshots. What is that about?
I believe you're talking about just the regular 48 hours folder.
I don't know. I'm curious.
So that I provided 2 folders. One was CastViz and one was just my last name of Maori. That was to differentiate the files that I found that were provided to me and the folder of the files that I used to create this report.
Okay. CastViz is the files that you found while preparing,
Correct.
and the one that says Maori is what you used to create your May 3rd report of 2023.
Yes.
Okay, I think I understand that now. In that file, I think your report said you found screenshots dated April 19th of 2023.
Yes.
All right. Does that mean that's the day that you put things into your CastViz program?
That was the day that I made the screenshots themselves.
Okay. Where are those screenshots now? Are those also included on the drive?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow, she's getting a lot of
And
stuff.
then your report dated 5/3 says that you were asked to examine the record. So I'm a little confused if you had something that you took screenshots of on 4/19, but on 5/3 you were asked to examine the record. What were you doing on 4/19 or before to get those screenshots?
So I was tasked, the date was May 3rd for the report. It's not the date that I asked.
Okay. What day were you asked to do?
I do not remember. I'm gonna guess that it was somewhere around April 19th. That's when the screenshots were created.
Okay.
What?
Let's
April?
talk about that time frame then and
In-
what you did.
In April?
Did you actually use a CastViz program at that time to create something?
These
Yes.
poor families.
The
Oh my
CAST Biz
gosh.
program that you used at that time, and we're talking about springtime of 2023, we'll call it April.
These
now,
poor
that's fair.
families. Oh man.
What training had you received by then to do this CAST Biz program?
The 2019 training.
Okay.
Oh my lord.
What, with the CAST Biz program, what's the first thing that you did?
Once the program is open, you can drag and drop the CPR records into the program.
CDR means call detail records.
Right.
Did you do just 48-hour records or did you do full records in April of 2023?
I only did the 48 hours.
When you put the records in, those are the call detail records and those relate to what?
To the phone that the records were coming back to.
The number you associated with Bryan Kohberger.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
When, after you put those call detail records in, do you have to do anything with cell towers?
Wow.
With the AT&T, no, because the cell tower locations are in the AT&T CPR.
Okay. So you put that record in, the tower locations are already part of the call detail record that you put in.
Yes,
Is that something that you have electronic on your computer and then you open your CastFish program and just import it into the program?
yes, AT&T provides both PDF and text documents of the files. And I use the text document to put into Cassis to have it adjusted.
They are so
And
lazy.
when you do that, what gets exported?
Nothing.
What?
At that point, nothing is exported or created that I know of.
Can you export the session that you're working on?
You can export a session log, yes.
Did you do that?
No.
How did you
What?
create screenshots?
By using the built-in Windows snip tool, as well as the built-in Windows game console, I believe they call it the game bar.
He didn't even
Which is just
save
accessed
it.
by hitting Windows G. That allows you to record your screen.
Are those the only two things you did, is screen clip and screen record?
Oh
Yes.
hell no. Are
How
you
many times
serious,
did
dude?
you use call detail records in the CastBiz program?
Probably a dozen times. I'm not entirely sure.
That was a terrible question.
These
How many
poor
times
families.
did you use the CastBiz program in relation to Bryan Kohberger's call detail records?
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
No,
You
More
don't
than
know.
once?
You don't know.
I recall doing it for the grand jury because I wasn't the main lead in the call detail records investigation.
You
I don't
don't.
understand what that means.
You don't even know.
I wasn't the main person looking at those call detail records.
She's asking
You weren't the main
you.
person with the call detail records, but
She's
you
asking
put them in the
you.
CastBiz program anyway?
For the grand jury, I was requested.
For the grand jury? What?
What did you rely on in producing those? Producing whatever you produced for the grand jury?
What?
What did I produce? As far as the AT&T records,
I want to know what you relied on to do that, to
Oh
produce
my
something for the
gosh,
grand jury.
she's doing some grand jury shit too.
I don't understand the question.
She is so sneaky.
You
I don't understand the question.
weren't the main guy.
How many times
the
did you mess with the
call
fucking?
detail records or with the CastViz programming? Did I understand that much right?
There was another investigator that was doing that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
she's asking
But
you,
you end
not
up
the other
involved in it
investigator.
somehow in April of 2023, is that right?
That's when I was asked to examine the data to provide that for the grand jury.
Okay.
They arrested him
Was
first,
that all of your instruction?
and then in April went to construct it. Hey, it's my show, Tiffany.
What do you mean with that?
I'm
Well,
not
you're asked by
interrupting nobody.
somebody else who's actually doing this part of the investigation in the case to produce something for the grand jury to use. And I'm
That's
curious
what the
about
prosecutor-
what you relied on, to get to that point. I want to know all the records you relied on, all of the emails, all of the conversations you relied on to produce this thing that you're not the expert for.
So I wrote the affidavit for the AT&T records, received the AT&T records. Those records were also given to another investigator who was the main investigator doing the CDR records. Prosecution then asked me to provide or create some type of visualization of the call detail records and examine the call detail records for the 4 hours in question. That
Just to be really sure, when you talked about writing the 2 warrants for AT&T, we're talking about 2 warrants that relate to Bryan Kohberger. There were a lot of other warrants. Is that right?
correct.
Okay,
Yes.
I just want to be really clear on that.
He doesn't know,
You've taken
Tiffany.
the CAST training. Is that right?
Yes.
He don't know, Tiffany.
And you
That's
know there's
the
a
thing.
way to save your session. Is that correct?
Yes.
And there's also a way just to hit reset and delete your session. Do you know that part too?
Mhm.
And back in April, when you were creating something for the grand jury, you hit reset. Is that right?
Or I just deleted the files out of it. I don't remember if I had reset or you can delete them individually as well.
You don't remember which thing you did,
Okay.
but you decided to delete what you'd created.
What? The grand jury.
I don't know. I didn't delete anything. I didn't create the session logs. I don't know how I was doing it.
What? What? You just said
You delete the reference of the file in the software, but the file itself is not deleted.
you deleted the work, bro, is what she's asking. You deleted the homework. You didn't save it.
I want to make sure I understand. You,
And you found
the
shit
record,
yesterday.
the AT&T record still exists. You didn't delete that.
Correct.
But the session, when you put that in to the CAST Viz program, and it does its thing with the call detail records, which includes tower references, you either deleted that session or you chose to reset. Did I understand that right?
Didn't
Right.
create a session log. I don't know how I would delete it. I just removed the reference to the file, the main file from the software at some point. I don't know when I did that.
He didn't know how to
You
use.
don't know when you did that?
No,
He
that
didn't.
would-
He didn't know how
close
to use the
software
program.
without hitting reset or delete.
And then it would just stay there.
I believe it.
And you can also export your session if you get interrupted and you want to come back and work on it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you do that?
No.
You left it up and running at some point and then did something that didn't save it. Is that right?
The session log was never created.
Never created because he didn't know how to
Did
use
not
the
create a
program.
session log.
He didn't know how to use the
CDR
program.
records that I was dealing with is relatively small. There's no need to do that because I can ingest the files right back into CastViz in a short amount of time.
What the fuck? Either he didn't know how to use it, or somebody sat his ass
Just for
down,
clarity, may I approach, I have another exhibit to show him.
or somebody else sat his ass down and said, "This is what you're gonna fucking do, and you better not save it, because it'll go
I'll give
back
it to
to
you.
us."
Thank
One or
you.
the other. Either he didn't know how to use the program, or somebody sat next to his ass and said, "This is what you're gonna input, and we're not gonna have proof showing we did this shit, except for what we want, which is screen recordings and screenshots." Wow, this is crazy. I can't believe I'm hearing this shit today. And this is the dude that helped with the grand jury, Rosie. No wonder she's wanting to question the grand jury. I'm sure
Are
he's
you familiar with the document that was handed to you that's marked defendants W?
Yes,
And have you seen that before?
I have.
Is that something that you were taught from the CAST users guide?
I'm sure I was. It's also included in the software that can be readily accessed.
Okay. And Your Honor, would move for admission of defendants W?
Thank you. No objection. Okay, that exhibit W is admitted.
Thank you.
No objection.
In your training, were you also taught from the Cast Field User's Guide?
I believe so.
I'm
I believe so.
about ready to switch gears on you and talk a little bit more about videos. For a second, but if I
Ooh,
can have
yeah.
just one moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
Notice another thing, people. Bill Thompson ain't stood up one
Okay.
time and said
Let's switch
objection.
gears for just a minute.
Not once.
You, during the course of your work, did you make contact with the Idaho Department of Transportation to talk about some of the cameras that cover main roads coming into and out of Mossville?
Yes,
And did you attempt to make preservation of any items?
I did.
What items did you want preserved?
I was trying to see if they had saved video or still images from those spots,
What did you learn?
that they do not retain those.
Did
Stock
you,
vehicle.
when you say they do not retain those, do you mean they don't retain videos or pictures or both?
Both.
Did you do a preservation for anything?
Not recall sending actually a preservation letter out.
Okay. Your Honor, if I can have another exhibit provided.
He loves I don't recall, don't he? I don't recall. I can't remember.
Yeah.
This trial is gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
Man. Brett Payne, Officer of the Year, right? Wow. For everything that he did. Remember, I told you in the beginning when we covered it, they just pushed all of their blame onto his ass. You saw that post. Everybody supports Brett Payne for handling everything for this case. Oh boy. Wait till you see Brett Payne on the witness stand. We will cover this again in the future with full screen, okay? Because I do want to do it full screen, and we definitely got to cover this again. This is crazy, you guys.
Like a few times.
Maybe tomorrow night. This is crazy. Or this weekend. This is. I know, Katrina. I'm over here like. I can't believe it. Please keep updated on your guys' weather. If you need to seek shelter, bounce out of here, go to Ryan Hall, y'all, so you can stay updated while you're in shelter, okay? A lot of nasty storms going through the United States right now.
What do you recognize that exhibit?
So these are emails that I was trying to find some kind of contact information for windy.com, the website that does weather related information, as well as has some links to images from cameras that are covering the highway.
And did you learn that you could have some still shots preserved?
I did.
Did you have some still shots preserved?
I did not.
Okay. Your Honor would move for admission of defendants PP.
Wow, this is crazy, you guys. This is crazy.
What, I'm sorry, PP?
Double P, yes.
That's what I thought. Okay. Exhibit PP is exhibit or admitted. No objection.
Yeah, we need a maybe like Saturday night, you guys. We could do a power panel, have a whole bunch of people up on panel going over this thing.
When we started talking, we talked about you kind of being the guy that would book or take videos in from different agencies, even if you didn't verify what was on the device you received. Is that right?
Let me
Yes.
try this.
And do you, I have a specific one a couple of them I want to ask you about. One is from Red Star Coffee Shop.
How about that?
Do you recall receiving that video?
I did not.
Okay.
Ooh, this is what we should do from now
And-
on, right here. There we go. There we go. Look
Are
like
you aware that it was booked in or brought in by Idaho State Police?
No.
How would I find out about those videos?
I don't know. You would have to go through the USB drives to find out what was given.
You
I was
don't-
just given the mass USB drives. I was not given them by the people that were bringing them in for time. Given to them after it had been handed off to other investigators and other assistants that were helping. bring copies.
Is there somebody else I should ask about specific ones to track where they went?
I don't know. I don't have that.
Dude, you
Okay.
don't know?
All
What?
right, give me just a minute, Your Honor.
Sure.
I don't know. Dude, this trial is gonna be a shit show.
Thank you, Detective Mallory. I don't have any other questions for now, but hold on, the prosecutor might.
Wow, let's hear what they gotta say. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Jennings, Mr. Thompson.
This is crazy.
Machines. Sure.
Okay, Ms. Jennings.
Yeah, we need a power panel for Saturday night.
All
Let's
right, I
have
want to go back and talk a little bit about this cast viz. Can you explain to me generally, what is cast viz?
It's just a software that is useful in creating visualizations of the call detail records.
Okay. So how is it useful? What does it show?
It shows the location and the direction of the cell towers and their sector antennas.
Okay. Now, what version of cast viz do you have?
Currently, I think I have 33 on my laptop. It's prompted me to update to 38. But at the time, I believe I had 30 installed.
So walk me through. You start up the software program,
Yes,
and then what do you do?
drag the text file from the CDRs into the system. It ingests the files and then produces a display of that data.
Okay. And is that what you did on the 19th?
Yes,
And then what did you do with that visual that was displayed?
those visuals, I created screenshots, created the screen capture of the video. Casvis also allows a timeline playing view that you can record separate from Windows built in software. I can save those.
Other than uploading the CDRs, did you change any of the settings on CastViz?
The only thing that I would have done was gone in and changed made sure that the time was correct because they were coming in at the TC. It was a coordinated time. I wanted to make sure that those were representative of the local time.
Alright, so you just changed it to Pacific.
Correct.
Any other changes?
No.
Okay. So you were talking about how it does not automatically save.
It does not.
Okay. And you chose not to save.
No. And in the exhibit that was provided, the actual text says that if you need to save a session file.
And can you tell me, why didn't you save these settings?
I was creating the visualization exhibits. That's what I was doing with that.
Any
So you-
reason to save the settings?
Yeah,
Could
you.
this be recreated or redone in the same fashion?
Yes, I can, again, open the software, drag the CDRs back in, and very short time it is generated.
And it would give you the same information?
Yes,
Is that why you didn't
It better match up.
save it?
yes.
It better match up. It better match up. If that's
I wanna
true, it
switch
better
over
match up.
to the other session files.
He sure knows
that
how
you
to answer
found.
these questions, don't he?
Were those session files created by you?
No.
Okay. And did you ever use those?
He's not
And
saying I
have
don't
you
remember.
now turned those over, provided those?
Yes,
Now I want to switch gears over to what we were discussing as windy.com. What is that? What is Windy?
it's a website that is available for weather and such.
Okay. And why is that relevant in this case?
We were directed by, I think it was Captain Corporal Payne that told me that we should look into windy.com.
And why is that?
Just to see if they retained video from the cameras themselves.
Okay, so windy.com has cameras.
They have screenshots, they basically capture the ITD cameras and put them on their website. Those images are routinely purged from their site for the administration of that.
Okay. And can you explain to me, when are those, you talked about them being purged from their site? What's that schedule?
From going on their website yesterday, it's a public website, so I was able to go back to it. I don't remember exactly. I believe that within 24 hours, it's hourly. Within a week, it's daily. Within 12 months, it's monthly. And then after that, I believe it's, I was seeing probably like 3 months or so.
Can you explain why you didn't preserve those images from Wendy.com?
When it was discussed with other investigators, we would have only gotten, I believe it was one image per day. Time frame wasn't where we were interested in, so we didn't capture that once.
So there is no evidentiary value.
None that we did.
Okay. And have you since gone back and found some screenshots?
Yes,
It's what's available on the publicly available website,
anyone can go to wendy.com and grab screenshots there.
and you've now done that.
I have,
Anything of evidentiary value?
no,
Have those been turned over anyway?
yes.
I just have 1 second.
Sure.
I don't have any further questions.
Thank you.
They had the
Yes, just a bit.
they had the FBI
You were
right
just
away.
speaking with the prosecutor about the
Wendy.com.
images from Wendy.com,
Wendy.com.
and I thought you didn't preserve anything or go back and look at anything during your investigation. Did I misunderstand that?
So yesterday when I was directed by the prosecutor,
Okay, so yesterday the prosecutor said, go look for these things. But
Wendy.com.
before that, you and other investigators decided not to. Did I get that right?
with the information that we were given, we were told that there would be a screenshot for the day. If I remember right, the parameters of.
Yeah, we have
did
this
not have
website.
those because they were not in the. Didn't see that they would be relevant.
But you didn't look back then. You waited until yesterday. Is that right?
No, we looked back then. I couldn't tell you what time. Most of the photos that were taken for the daily screenshot or the daily screenshots were daytime. They looked at the days kind of thing. So we didn't grab those at the time.
Okay, but you did look at the time and made a decision at the time. Do I understand that now?
Yes.
Okay. Back to the cast viz for a couple of questions for you. When you were doing the work back in April of 2023, did you see maps on the screen with the work that you were doing?
Yes.
And you also made a video of that. I want to show you a map and see if it's what I think it is. You have defendants R in front of you. What is that?
There's to be a screen capture of the cast viz software.
Is that a screen capture from a map that you made?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor would move for admission of defendants R.
Action.
No.
Exhibit R is submitted, no objection.
And are you aware that when you can see mapping on your screen on this program that there's a log created? You would agree that if I were to take the call detail records that have the tower report in them, I would have to have the same cast version you were using to recreate what you did. Would you agree with that?
I'd have to have, if I took the regular cell call detail records and put them into a different version of cast, are you saying that it would become different?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. Let me try to be more clear about the one I was asking, and then I like yours. We might talk about your question as well. My question is, the prosecutor suggested that your work be recreated. And so it didn't matter that you hadn't saved your session. What I want to know is if I have the 48-hour call detail records that contain the tower list like you have, do I have to have the Cast Biz program that you used so I can see what you did?
I don't know, because I don't know what the back end of the Castus software does. I'm just using it. So I don't know.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. Oh my lord.
And you were in this Cast Biz program, at least for a while, creating exhibits that would be relied on. Is that right?
Yes,
On more than one occasion. Is that right?
yes.
But you didn't save your work.
You did not create a session log. That's even need.
Would you agree I can't see what you did without your session log? Can't examine what you did without your session log?
It's there to create the visualizations for the exhibits. That's what I use Castus.
But I can't see what you did. Is that right? Is that right?
No,
No, it's not right, or no, I can't see what you did.
you cannot, but I could take those cell data or call data records, put them into Castus again. Results would be what they are because we're still using the same records from AT&T to create
Have you done that?
these records.
Yes.
No,
What?
Thanks, that's it.
Thank you.
Fuck, that's a mic drop, baby. That's a fucking mic drop. Oh, y'all, did you smell the fucking hot dog steak, y'all? Holy shit. Oh my gosh. We gotta have a power panel Saturday night.
Why did you pull the CDRs into Castus?
why did I do that in April? Because I was asked by you to do it for the treasurer.
Okay, is that the only reason you did it?
Yes,
Is that the only time you did it?
yes.
Okay.
That I remember. I mean,
Follow up on that question.
Nope, thank you.
Okay, great. Can this witness be excused?
Yes, please.
Any objection? Okay, great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, thank you. All right, you are excused, but you can stay if you like. Okay, next witness.
Your Honor, the rest of the witnesses will be present and ready to go on the 30th, to the very best of my knowledge. This was the only witness we needed to accommodate with today's hearing. So thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. So we're done for today?
We're done for today, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Jennings, agreed?
Agreed.
Okay. Yes, what are you, hold on. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Beth. So I have a whole bunch of documents that is not clear whether I should sign the sealing or not, because there's no stipulation and there's no hearing, but we're all here together. So can we just go through this and clear it up? Yes? Sure. Sure. Okay, so the first one I have is motion to temporarily seal supplemental response to defendant's fourth and response to fifth motions to compel and motion to limit scope of testimony.
Where's Bill Thompson?
And
y'all? This
I
is
have not signed that because there was
Very
no
quiet.
stipulation.
Bill Thompson
Or
ain't
the-
said shit this whole time.
Your Honor,
See, even
I
there,
apologize. I thought we had agreed, those have the detailed exhibits attached to them, and I thought we'd stipulated that those detailed exhibits could be sealed.
Okay, well, the addition on that was limited scope of testimony, so I wasn't sure if that was included in our earlier agreement.
Your Honor, that's the state's motion, and I know we responded to that, and we did not seal our response to that.
Okay. State is asking for sealing on that. Are we on the same page? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Just want to know if I should sign this or not.
Well, I'm just not sure. Is there an objection? It's the state's motion to seal. Is there an
Right.
objection from defense to seal?
No, if they want their documents sealed, that's fine. We had responded publicly, and so I
Yeah.
wondered if that changed.
Okay, so I'll sign this. That's one. I just don't want to get in trouble with your arguments about sealing and not sealing. Okay, I just want to be very clear on the record.
Thank you for that.
This is fucking nuts.
Plus is piling up with the clerk. Okay, next one is also the state's, well, this is the one that's sealed. Got that taken care of.
This is fucking nuts.
Got another one from the state, a motion to temporarily seal exhibits one of state's second supplemental response, et cetera. Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. These titles are getting long, I have to say. Fine. Clear.
This guy, the files are getting.
What?
Like we need to know this shit. I cover a lot of other cases. Now he's like the files are getting longer. Just saying. Wow, Judge.
One. Okay,
He must be like a passive aggressive, doesn't like confrontation. Because he never kept him to the December 1st deadline.
Yeah.
this is the same. This is-
The guy didn't
think
even
that's
do
it.
this shit until yesterday.
Anything else we need to talk about before we're done?
Not from the state?
Nothing from us.
Okay, well, thank you all, we're adjourned. Appreciate it.
Wow, this is crazy. Wow,
Yeah,
it,
I don't even know.
they just dropped that shit real quick too. They're like, bloop, get out of here, get out of here. I think Saturday night would be a good night to have a whole bunch of us on panel together, and kind of go through it again. That was wild. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
I still can't. I still can't believe it.
Yeah, like they do. I don't remember. I don't recall. Don't remember. I mean, the qualifications are minimal.
Yeah.
24 hours and 16 hours. You know, and then they don't save their shit. How in the hell are these people ranking up?
It's sad.
Like, how are they? It's the make sure everybody pats each other on the back and everybody succeeds. I don't understand how all these people are ranking up, man. Wait till you see Brett Payne on the witness stand. Crazy shit.
Yeah.